It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It's a Thursday morning. We're live, large and in charge, baby. Listen, if you missed out that live performance by All For One, don't worry. They'll be back a little bit later on. But right now, let's focus on something that is very, very disturbing for me, especially since I started watching this series called Black Mirror. Now, a study recently published by the American Journal of Preventative Medicine has people wondering whether increased use of social media actually makes people feel more isolated. Now, Expresso did report on this phenomenon briefly on Tuesday, and today we have registered psychologist Charissa Bloomberg to break this down for us. And this is a very, very worrying thing to think about because, unfortunately, we do engage a lot with social media, Charissa.
Yes, absolutely. And what we don't realize, it can cause so many mental illness around anxiety, depression, suicide. Alienation can lead to all of that. So it's quite a serious topic.
But it's social media, and that very term conjures up a feeling or a notion of being interconnected with those that you're connecting with. So are we saying that it can actually contribute to people feeling more isolated?
Yes, and that's what's such a contradiction in itself. Because we go onto our social media to feel connected, yes, and then we see everybody doing these amazing things, getting married, highlights, amazing things. And then sometimes we can feel even more disjointed from all of that.
Yeah.
And that's dangerous. And especially if we're spending hours and hours on social media, yeah, and not having real life connections with people. Yeah. That's unhealthy.
So give us some more information and detail about the study. Is it saying that loneliness or isolation drives the use of social media, or is it vice versa? What were the findings?
It's actually saying, to my opinion, it's actually saying both. That because we're feeling lonely and because we're feeling isolated, so we go onto social media. And then going onto social media makes us feel lonely and isolated.
It's like a vicious circle.
It's a vicious circle. And that's what's so interesting. It's so contradictory. But I think the main thing it's actually saying is that we really need to be aware. And we can't stop interacting with our relationships to be on the social media. Wow. Because, you know, we're disconnecting from ourselves and from everything. And we've got to watch out for those signs. Yeah. Because it's very dangerous.
Now, I do understand that the study focused on young adults, but can we see this behavior perhaps permeating through or being replicated among other age groups?
I definitely think so. I think anyone who actually can access modern technology and can be out there could be exposed to it. Yeah. And, you know, especially the elderly, if they're techno-savvy, they can be exposed to it as well. I mean, it's amazing because we're connecting with everyone and we're seeing what our friends and our family are doing if we're away.
Yeah, yeah. So there is some good to it. We're not saying it's all bad. There is some good to it.
We're not saying it's all bad, but we're saying let's look at our own lives and let's just watch for some of the signs that we're not getting depressed around it.
So does the study perhaps offer any solution, perhaps precaution as to what we should do and how we should conduct ourselves on social media to ensure that we don't suffer those end results of feeling more isolated and thus wanting to be liked more and then being more isolated because you're not getting more likes and
It actually didn't, but I want to say, I think it said one thing about negative thoughts, be aware of negative thoughts. But I want us to also be aware that there's a whole life out there and we need to take responsibility for ourselves. Don't compare ourselves to anybody out there. Nobody's life is perfect. Let's take control of ourselves as well, and let's just look what we can do to resolve it. Everybody gets hurt, everybody gets rejected, so don't always look at the positive. People are going through stuff. Wow. So take care of yourself first.
Yeah.
Get out there, take responsibility, accountability.
Charissa, thank you so much. And yeah, as we said earlier on, I mean, social media is a great way to be connected with your loved ones, with friends, especially when they're not very close at hand and you can't reach them. But do be careful of getting yourself so involved in social media that you end up losing sight of what real life actually is. Get out there, connect with nature, connect with your friends, put down the phone and have a chat, laugh about it, and then tweet that joke later. Okay? Think about that a little bit, but let us know your thoughts, of course, on our social media platforms. How ironic is that? And use our hashtag Expresso Show. Right now, it's time for us to take a look at the early morning headlines. Here's Leanne.